friends, hope you all are doing well. Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss the editorial articles that has appeared in The Hindu June 1st. So let's get to the first article. The recent policy decision taken by CBSE to implement three-language model in 9th and 10th class. Honorable Supreme Court has been looking into the logistical preparedness to implement this three-language formula. Court has declined to stay the policy matter but has acknowledged the hardships that could be caused due to this policy implementation. The article mentions some of the grounds on which the decision has been challenged in the Supreme Court, which includes a constitutional issue, Constitution grants us right to life and personal liberty. Language is a matter of personal choice and cannot be imposed by the state unilaterally. Further, the NEP 2020, on whose name CBSE is going to enforce this decision, involves flexibility rather than a rigid framework. And the third legal question, which includes CBSE as an executive body that lacks authority to impose such sweeping educational mandates without a parliamentary backing. Article also argued that CBSE has deferred earlier this three-language requirement until 2030, but sudden implementation of this policy uh, signals to a political decision rather than a institutional one. The second article involves India-Canada state relations. As we all know, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has visited India in February 2026, and recently Commerce Minister Mr. Piyush Goyal with 100 Indian industry leaders has also visited Canada. This signals to increasing India-Canada bilateral partnership, which lies on four strategic pillars, including economic cooperation, technological collaboration, energy security, and people-to-people contact. India and Canada has also reignited talks for comprehensive economic partnership agreement, which they are targeting to finalize by the end of 2026, along with ambitious target of reaching $50 billion bilateral trade by 2030, which is as of now is $8 billion and fairly balanced. Now let's discuss what each one of the country has to offer the other. As for India, India is a vast consumer market and the cornerstone of Indo-Pacific diversification ambition of for Canada. As we all know, due to global uncertainty and aggressive Chinese posture, all the G7 countries are trying to diversify their supply chain to reduce risks associated. India can be a crucial partner in doing so. Further, India has growing middle class population, due to which it has a surging appetite for energy infrastructure, technology, and advanced manufacturing. As India has put a aspirational target to reach the status of developed nation by 2047, Indian market can be a very crucial contributor to the Canada. India is fast becoming a driving force for Canada's prosperity. Indian companies have invested in Canada, created thousands of jobs in different sectors ranging from technology, science, and manufacturing. This shows the depth and diversification of the business relations as well. Indian diaspora has become a living bridge. Indian origin entrepreneurs, professionals, academicians, students, and community leaders have left an incredible mark on Canadian economic and social landscape. Diaspora should be recognized as a strategic asset from the both sides, receiving as well as the exporting nation. Now let us look what Canada has to offer. Canada has expertise in natural resources, clean energy, critical minerals, agriculture and innovation. Canadian wealth of resources of cutting edge technology, world class university, and robust investment capital will help driving the growth engine in India. Further, currently Canadian pension funds are supporting Indian growth story by investing in everything from infrastructure to logistics, clean energy and financial services and digital venture as well. So there is a two-way traffic when it comes to the investment part. Further, both the countries found themselves into convergence in the Indo-Pacific cooperation. Both nations believe in free, open, inclusive, and rule-based region. They can drive prosperity not only at home but a stability throughout the region. So, what the article suggests that there is a need for steady engagement, trust, and relentless focus on real-world issues that will have lasting impact. It also argues that no lasting cooperation can be built without a lasting commercial interest and vibrant people to people connections. The next article involves recent Supreme Court judgment where Supreme Court allowed medical termination of pregnancy at 28 weeks. The case involved an unwed pregnancy caused due to consensual adolescent sexual interaction. The article dwells into the different aspects, including ethics of the termination of pregnancy and sexual education. Doctors at Ames had argued against this termination, as in their opinion, this isn't the medical termination. In reality, it is delivering a child at the age of 28 weeks, one that is likely to born with serious medical complications, will lead to long-term comorbidities and disabilities. So there is a direct conflict between the rights of the woman and the child, the pro-choice and pro-life debate. The article argues, though the court has legally exempt the medical professionals from the burden of law, but they couldn't exempt them from ethical burden. Where the fetus is not viable, doctor's sole obligation is toward the pregnant woman. But when a child is living, then the doctor has obligations extended to the child as well. The article also points out the failure of states to deal with phenomena of teenage sex. It involves a blanket ban in all sexual activities involving minors treated as criminal offense. As per the records, POSCO in India has been repeatedly used. Nearly 10 to 15 of all cases involve de facto consensual relationships. There is nothing to suggest that such blanket criminalization will lead to or deter adolescents' sexual encounters. Further, policies such as banning condom advertisements between 6 to 10 p.m. and a repressive culture around sex to put it under the carpet has led to such situations. The article argues in the favor of nuanced conversation around adolescent sexuality and willingness to acknowledge that de facto consensual sexual interaction do happens. The article says that if the concern is truly well-being of adolescents, then solution is not refusal but to acknowledge the sexuality and commit to engage in honest and meaningful conversations. This is all for this video. Thank you for joining.